Hi guys, today is February 26, 2020, and futures pointing up. Actually, after President Trump announced that he will have a press conference at 6 p.m. today about the coronavirus. So everybody is expecting an upbeat news and how US is handling. So basically, he's expected to calm down everyone's fears. So, and here are your short-term and long-term picks for today and the future. Okay, let's start with S&P 500. S&P 500 is opening a little bit higher actually, and I was hoping it was going to open lower to flush out all the sellers and go heavy buying, because this is a pretty good day to buy in my mind. Actually, after 2 days of huge sell-offs, and S&P is sitting at under 28 RSI. So I'm going to ignore the first half an hour, maybe hour of trading, and see if maybe this thing can turn lower so I can pick up some stocks. In general, pretty good time to go into the market and pick up some bargains. Okay, so let's start with Disney. Disney reported that their CEO Bob Igor is stepping down, and another Bob is stepping in, Bob Chapek. Okay, so a little bit surprising news, because Bob Chapek was handling Disney parks, and but Disney's strategies recently were in streaming. So everybody was expecting Kevin Mayer to take the helm at Disney, but I guess Disney has decided years ago that Bob Chapek is going to step in. It's not a bad choice, and if Disney is down a lot, I would pick up like 125 area. It's a really good pickup for Disney. Okay. Another company that reported, Lowe's. Okay. Lowe's reported not so bad numbers. I mean, actually beat the street, lower revenue as far as I remember, and trading a little bit up. But in general, I would prefer to have Home Depot rather than Lowe's, because Lowe's is trading at higher PE than Home Depot, pays lower yield dividend than Home Depot, and in general, I prefer Home Depot to Lowe's. But shares of Lowe's trading higher because they're mostly North America, has nothing to do with Asia and the coronavirus scare. And I mean, it's not a bad pickup, but I would rather have Home Depot HD. Okay, so another company that's in the news that I think it's a pretty good pickup, actually, Beyond Meat, BYND. Okay, they said that they will have their plant-based meat sandwich at Starbucks. That's huge news for Beyond Meat, because Starbucks is a huge customer for them, and if they have their sandwich, it's going to will reflect in their sales a lot, and this is a huge confidence boost for Beyond Meat. So even though it's trading higher, I would be interested to pick up the stock. Maybe it can pull back a little bit, and I can pick up this for a short term or swing trade. Okay, so Moderna also reported earnings. But pretty much Moderna, as you know, that they have reported yesterday that they have shipped first batch of the human vaccine for phase 1 clinical testing. And shares were higher yesterday, shares are higher today, because the whole conference call in terms of the numbers were irrelevant. They have talked about how they're going to handle the coronavirus, and how they're going to handle the production of this vaccine, that they have $2 billion in cash, and they have enough enough resources to handle this production of vaccine, of coronavirus vaccine. So shares are trading higher. Maybe it's not a bad time to buy this. I mean, I would love this to trade a little bit lower, so people can enter. I mean, I'm a shareholder and I have lower prices, but in terms of buying it, I would love to get in under $25 at least. But looks like, as you see here, the MACD is crossing, so shares may trade higher still. Okay, so Papa John's reported, symbol PZZA. Okay, Papa John's reported pretty good numbers and beat, but at the same time they said that they closed 50 franchise stores in China, and they said that the effect of coronavirus on their business is unknown. Okay, so that's why shares have been trading down a little bit pre-market. So I mean, I wouldn't pick up Papa John's to those shoes because there's still unknowns with this the coronavirus scare, and I don't have enough confidence in handling this crisis soon with the coronavirus to pick up the Papa John's at this point, because they have a lot of international presence. Okay, so M Smucker, symbol SGM. They also reported, and they actually reported. It's a food producer, reported pretty good numbers, above estimates, 12 cents, and revenue were in line, and they cited weakness in their pet store segment. Okay, but it's not a bad pickup, especially it's a pretty conservative company, pretty conservative pickup of shares for a long term. I mean, if it comes down to 105 area maybe, that's a really decent pickup for a long term. Okay, also in the food business, Wendys reported WEN symbol. I don't know if I was very impressed with the Wendys numbers. They reported in line and above estimates revenue. Not sure if I'm picking up Wendys. Actually, let it come down a little bit. It's a conservative play just as well as Smucker, but I would leave it alone. Okay, I would not pick it up. SPCE reported. Okay, Virgin Galactic reported that they have their loss have widened to 73 million versus 45 million or 46 million a year ago. Did not report much of revenue, not even worth to talk about it. So the whole thing about SPCE is their space travel, and people are very excited about it. I wouldn't pick up shares. I think it's way too high, and they didn't report anything that or talked about on the conference call, anything that I don't know, or that would change my mind about it. I think it's way too high. I think it has to come down for me to be interested in this. Okay, toll numbers reported. Toll numbers really disappointed. Actually, I didn't see that coming. Okay, they reported that they missed by 4 cents, revenue below, and cited weaker guidance. Okay, so Toll Brothers are trading lower this pre-market, and I wouldn't pick up shares. Okay, SDC also reported. SmileClub Direct reported pretty bad numbers actually. They lost 25 cents versus 9 cents that they were expected to lose, and weaker guidance, weaker revenue. Unfortunately, I mean, they had a segment. There was a segment on them recently on I think on NBC, negative segment, and talked about their bad practices, and I wouldn't pick up the stock. Bottom line. Okay, CRM. Okay, CRM reported that their co-CEO stepped down. Okay, so leaving to Benioff, the current CEO, all alone at the helm of CRM. But I don't think it's bad news, and they also reported pretty good numbers. I think if CRM can come down a little bit, I would be interested to buy this in 175 area. Okay, so in other. Okay, I have to mention another company, that's WW International, which is Weight Watchers. As you know, it's Oprah is basically has invested in this stock a long time ago, and they reported pretty good numbers, and the stock may actually go higher. I think it's a pretty good pickup. Okay, so In general, I like the semiconductor stocks such as NVIDIA. I mean, it came down a lot, and I think, but at the same time, as you can see, the MACD is crossing down here, so you have to be careful. You have to be careful and be conscious of that. But NVIDIA came down all the way from $316 high to $260. It's trading pre-market. I think if it comes down a little bit more, it's a really good time to buy. The same thing was AMAT. Okay, the MACD has crossed, but it came down a lot. I think it's pretty good buy for AMAT in this area. In general, I think AMD, this coronavirus fears a little bit exaggerated because, as you know, influenza. Just for example, last year, 2019, there were like 144,000 hospitalizations and over 8,000 deaths just in the US alone for influenza, but nobody talks about it. Everybody's talk about coronavirus. I will give you one more stock, LEDS. Okay. SemiLEDs Corporation. SemiLEDs Corporation is trading higher because investors noticed that they have a segment that for air cleaning and disinfecting. Okay, and that stock is opening higher, but I wouldn't buy it at the open. I mean, it's not a bad pickup in my mind. In like $2 into where it was trading, like $2.30 area, $2.30 area. Okay, that's it, guys. That's the wrap for the day. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, click the like button. I'll see you tomorrow.